guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the top of the Funko Pops, episode 51. We are here, it's the new year, but before we get into this one, I need to show you the winners of episode 50, which was my pickups of the year. And as you can see me leaning twice, it's because there was two. It was a draw between Mando and the Bantha and the Great Protector. Two awesome pops. Still, this one just painted it for me, but I can see why people vote for this one as well. Really cool pops. Every pop in the six all got votes, so it was a nice little spread of votes, but those two and then took the crown. Onto this year, before I get into episode 51, I'm kind of thinking where I can take top of the Funko Pops going forward. I have a few episodes that I can kind of think of that I can do, and then I'm kind of like clutching at straws a little bit. And I know before I've always asked people in the community and they've always came forward and done episodes for me, but I thought I'd throw a twist on that slightly. So if anyone's interested in what I'm going to say now, links to get in contact with me are in my link tree. Most people who watch this now to get in contact with me anyway. But if it makes sense, or if you want more information, that's how you can get in contact with me. But what my thoughts was that maybe rather than just get channels to come and guest on, do it on my channel, that I would let them take top of the Funko Pops, take the reins for a month at a time, and let them have it on their channel. I can get involved as little or as much as they want me to. Always happy to talk about Funko Pops, and I do love the format top of the Funko Pops. I just don't know how far I can take it. So if you are interested in taking the format onto your channel, putting some episodes out, I mean it'd be a maximum of 4 episodes, sticking to the same time format. Obviously I will promote who's got it, where it's going, so that people can still, who watch, follow it on. But rather than just coming over, doing an episode for me, if you're interested in taking it on, doing a few episodes on your own channel, get in contact, let me know. It might work, it might not. If it doesn't, I'll continue plodding on. I might end up just pushing it back to maybe 1 every 2 weeks, I'm not sure. But I'm hoping there's enough people in the community who enjoy this, who've got involved previously, who will want to get involved and give this a go. So let me know as soon as possible is the honest answer, because if this works, we can look at starting this off in February and see where we get. But I have got an episode for you today. I think it's a good episode. You'll know it's Iron Man from the thumbnail, and until I was going to film this episode, I have my pops spread out quite a lot now. I didn't realise how many Iron Man I have. I'm going to have them coming down the side now, the ones who are not even in contention. And if you take into account as well, at some point I've had the 2-pack, which I've ended up moving on. And regrettably, the one regret I had is I did have the Tony Stark with the Iron Man helmet, but I had that and I had the Tony Stark from Spider-Man Homecoming, and I just preferred that one. And because I was looking at room, I decided that I would just have one and I would keep that one. Regrets, I have a few. I mean, I'm sure as collectors we all do. But this episode, those ones you'll see, they all look quite samey. These, I think there's a good variety in the Iron Man pot, and you can see probably why I've ended up buying more than what I should have done. But I'll start with this first one, and like I said, I've had both Hulkbusters, but this is the one I kept. For the simple reason, this is the one from Age of Ultron. I believe this was a collectible one. I didn't get it from collectible. I bought this on the second-hand market. But I just prefer this one. I feel there's a lot more detail. I know it might sound stupid, but the head is a better size on this one. Like I say, it'll be on the spinner anyway, so you can't see it. But as I get it close to the camera, so you can see me in the corner, you can see the sculpt detail on this is superb. There's so much going on. It's really good colour to it as well, good vibrant. It's one of the ones where I wish it wasn't a bobblehead. I think it would look just better if it wasn't bobbling away as I'm doing it, but when it's on display it looks really cool. But that is going to be the first one in the hat today. It's the Iron Man Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron. You can put what you want. I'm pretty sure there's enough between these ones that I'll be able to pick up on what you're saying. So choice 1, Iron Man Hulkbuster. You don't put Iron Man, they're all Iron Man. Second one, probably one of the most recent pops that I've picked up, is this awesome Iron Man in the gantry. I think this one is a really, really underrated pop. I know a lot of people have said when it first came out about the size of it. I've got no issue with the size. I think it's a really cool size. Let me put it a bit more forward rather than holding it back. The glow in the dark isn't the best. I'm spinning it round and it's going to be on the spinner anyway, but there's not too much going on at the back. But I just think it's a really cool pose. It's a really cool pop. And for me, it's Iron Man. It's him getting into the outfit. From Iron Man 2, I'm not sure why it's not Iron Man 1, I'm trying to think, it's a long time since I watched Iron Man 1, I keep threatening to do a rewatch of the Marvel films, but more stuff comes out, and by the time the kids go to bed nowadays, you don't get much time to watch film. I'm going into like the personal details of the Pop Tart. You don't need to know any of that. That's going to be your choice number 2, Iron Man and Gantry. Yeah, I think that's a good enough description of that one. This one, I don't know it'll get many votes, but for me, it's one of them ones where Pops have got personal reasons. This was the first Iron Man Pop I ever bought. On the spinner, because I've done the spinner video already, it looks really, really cool. Again, always with these bases, because my spinner's got the light, it always just seems to set them off really nice. It's the unmasked Iron Man from, again, Age of Ultron. I think at some point I did have the masked one. I did have the masked one, you know what? I remember having May broke the masked one, so that would have been up to about 14 Iron Man Pops. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she's, unfortunately, when it was back when we were in the conservatory, she knocked it and it snapped there, and I never replaced it, but it wasn't really retrievable to be fixed. But because it's my first Iron Man in my collection, it's going in the hat. There's not too much going on. The head sculpt's quite basic. It's obviously a slightly older Pop, but at the time of getting this, I remember being quite impressed, quite excited by the fact that it was an unmasked version of Iron Man. I thought, okay, yeah, that's, as obviously now as it is, they do unmasked of everything and anything. But at the time of filming, I thought that was a really cool one to have, and it's got sentimental reason because it was the first one. So that is going to be number 3. We'll go with unmasked Iron Man. That's an easy, because it is unmasked and it's Iron Man. 4th one. This one's slightly different. I'm trying to find the button now. There we go. It lights up. It's not the best light because is the battery on? No, I think it's actually lit up. I think it's quite light here. It's on the spinner, but I'll also try and put a picture up just when it's a bit darker later on. I'll do a little picture and put the light on. You can see it briefly, but yeah, it's I'm kind of downplaying it. I like the idea of it. I like the base on this one, really. It's, for some reason, it isn't bobblehead. It's a shame it's not a sensor rather than a button, because the reality is the way you display Pops, how often you're going to go and press the button. And I know, obviously, inbox collectors, it almost becomes even more pointless, because I can't even remember without looking if it had one of them holes that you can like do the test thing and press the button. But it's a really cool pose. I like the rock. Bold or whatever you want to call it, from Infinity War. I just think it's a nice Pop, it's a nice pose, and it's a bit different. So like I said, I was trying to do a bit of variety for this episode. So that one will be number 4, Light Up Iron Man. And then the final one, I mean, in reality, if you're going to go just bet on the basis of films, this will win it. This is an awesome Pop. It's from, obviously, Endgame, the I Am Iron Man, glow in the dark on it. On the arm, again, I might have to put a picture as well as a spin, but it's the pose we wanted. I mean, obviously I've shown the Iron Man, I believe it was a New York Comic Con one earlier, where he was standing up, and that Pop didn't need to be released, whereas this one was like a must have for everyone. I think any Marvel MCU collector has this Pop. If they don't, they need to get it in the collection because it is amazing. It feels like I'm downplaying the other ones, but that's just a personal choice. I love this Pop. Obviously, I love the film, and therefore, if I'm going to vote, which I don't vote on my own, but it would be, that would be my winner. But we'll do the recap anyway. We're going to go with Hulkbuster, Iron Man and Gantry, Unmasked Iron Man, Light Up Iron Man. That's May, you can hear downstairs. And should we just say, I'm going to say I Am Iron Man. You can put Endgame Iron Man. I'll pick up on it anyway. So the usual rule of thumb, we will run this one just for a week. I will do another episode next week, so I'll shut it Monday lunchtime for your votes. Keep in mind what I said earlier about if you're interested in taking it on. I really think that could work really well, but who knows, it might not. By the same account, if you're interested in just doing an episode rather than a month, let me know as well, because it might be that I can just have 1 month where it goes over a few different channels, or it might be we go back old school and it just comes all back on here and I do it all on here. I'm not sure, we'll decide between us, no doubt, and I'm waffling, and that's standard. Nearly 10 minutes for this one. It will be over 10 minutes for the intro and outro. I will shut up and get your votes in, and bye for now, guys. Bye.